Welcome to today's show. We're going to do something a little different today. I'm just going to share what's on my heart, and it's a little more of a story. So, no 3 points, no something you can go implement into your marketing strategy. So, let me just start.
Welcome to Be Weird Marketing, marketing conversations for women who want less noise and better decisions. I'm Ashley Conway. I partner with established entrepreneurs who are done chasing trends and tired of carrying their marketing alone. This isn't a how-to show. It's a thinking space, a place to slow down, cut through the noise, and focus on what actually supports your business at this stage. Because honestly, marketing doesn't need more ideas. It needs better decisions.
I want to just share a little bit about my younger years. I'm 43 now, and I was the type of 20-something who very driven, very type A. I read and listened to a lot of Tony Robbins and Brendan Burchard and John Acuff and Dave Ramsey and these people who really spoke into personal development. And that if you made smart decisions and you set good goals and you went after them, you could get whatever you wanted in life. And I honestly believed for decades that A plus B equals C. If I make good decisions, if I work hard, then I will be guaranteed to get the result that I want, right? Like I could set the quickest SMART goal that you could imagine. And I really thought that's how life worked. So that was setting me up for disappointment, right? I didn't even see it coming. It wasn't until, my husband and I, we went through some hard things. We had a very premature first baby. She was born at 27 weeks. But still, I remained in this, it's fine. Sure, she was born early, no big deal. Because she's going to do this, she's going to learn to swallow and breathe and do these things all at the same time, and then she'll get out. So I still had this really naive viewpoint. It wasn't until I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer it was in 2017. I can't even tell you how old I was. But it wasn't until that happened that honestly, that was like somebody dropped a bomb, not just in my body or my everyday life, but in the entire way that I looked at life. That was the definitive moment that I went from A plus B equals C. Like I'm making good decisions, like I was working out and eating relatively healthy. And I thought that means A plus B equals C. I'm going to have a really healthy body. And then that happened, and it felt like a betrayal of my own body and a betrayal of it felt like a betrayal of the world, life, maybe even God. Like, what is happening? Like, I was making the right decisions. I was being a responsible adult and doing the right thing. And this is what I got. So it was like a bomb being dropped in my life. And as hard as that was, I was also pregnant at the time. As hard as that was, since 2017, so the past 9 years, I can tell you, I feel like a different person. Like that completely changed everything. And one of the biggest ways was my way of thinking. Yes, it changed my like physicality in dealing with not having a thyroid anymore. It changed my faith hugely, and it really has changed my thinking. The way I think about life, the way I view the world, that was the moment that did it. So sitting here at 43, yes, I don't read the same things. I don't think the same things. And that thing of thinking, if I make good decisions and I work hard, I will get whatever I want. It's almost disgusting to say now because that feels so entitled and so self-centered to say that I thought that way, but I did. And that has affected, as the years have gone by, how I look at not only my life, but my business. And it's changed the way I think about goals. And something that just keeps popping up for me lately in a variety of different areas, whether it's health or finances or growing my business or whatever it is, this thing that keeps popping up is a destination versus a journey. Now, I am naturally wired to care about a destination, a goal. I have always liked New Year's Eve and the beginning of a month or a quarter where you can set new goals, because my brain works like this. Set a goal of where you want to be, create a plan to achieve that goal, then go execute the plan. Then at the end, you have gotten to where you want to be. And my brain works like that without me trying even. But what is happening now is that natural mode of behavior is evolving into looking at things like a journey, that there is no end point on a lot of things. So let's talk about business. There is not a natural end point to your business unless you are very close to, you're going to sell it, you're going to be done with it. Maybe that's an end point. But for most of us, we see ourselves as business owners for many years in the future. And there's not an absolute end point that we are driving toward. So let's think of our businesses, growing our businesses like raising our kids. It's not that, if my daughter just turned 8, it's not that she gets to 8 and I'm like, boom, we made it to 8. I'm done. This was great. Like, I knew we had some stuff to work on. We worked on that. We got some skills, some life skills. We made it to 8. We can now do all the things for ourselves, which we can't. And I'm done. Or even, at 16 or 18, when my daughters will be adults, it's not that I make it to 18 and I say, boom, adios, my job as a mom is done. Now I know my kids are in elementary school. I'm drawing on the wisdom of other women. Your job then, when your kids are 18, they're in college or they're out of college and they're working adults or they're married or whatever it is, your job changes, but it doesn't end. Even now, I'm in my 40s and I still talk to my mom every few days. And sometimes it's like friend stuff, like let's catch up and what are you reading and what's happening? But sometimes it is advice. A lot of times it's like recipe advice. What should I do about this? Or sometimes it is parenting advice, like I'm going through this screen time thing with my youngest or whatever it is, like what would you do? And I'm asking for her advice, but her role never ended. It just evolved. And our businesses as business owners, ourselves, like our growth as leaders, there's no endpoint, there's no destination. And our businesses themselves, there's not an endpoint. There's no destination. And I think we will have so much more freedom and such relief if we can change, me too, I'm preaching to the choir, if we can change our viewpoint from destinations and goals to journeys. Because if you have a journey frame of thinking, a journey mindset, then yes, it is still important to have a vision in whatever area, business or other areas of our personal lives. That is a vision that's exciting and compelling and that makes us want to get out of bed and work on our businesses. Yes. But then if it's just a vision you're going toward and you are thinking about it like a journey and you know that your business will evolve, then you can have open hands and be flexible about how you get to your vision and when you get to your vision. So there's flexibility to change the how. It doesn't have to be set in stone from the beginning, because that will only cause you grief. If you set something in stone about how you're going to achieve your vision and you don't want to deviate from that, that's going to cause you a lot of grief if it doesn't work or it needs adjustment. And then to be flexible about the when, instead of saying this has to happen by June 1. if it doesn't really have to happen by June 1, then be flexible that you may need to move that marker to June 15 or June 20, and that's okay. Some things, have a hard deadline, but a lot of things don't. And give yourself grace with that. That's okay not to hit a deadline that you put on the calendar that really wasn't a have-to deadline. That's okay. Because we are on a journey toward a vision, but we're not going to strive and hustle and push to hit a destination. It's like, so let's take the road trip analogy. My dad was always like this. So he loves a road trip destination. We would often go, my grandparents lived in Florida at the time. We lived in Kentucky, grew up in Kentucky. So we would go from Kentucky to Florida to go visit. We would leave at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because my sister and I would sleep most of the way. The traffic was light. Like he had a plan. So his objective was to get from Kentucky to Florida in as fast a time as possible. The least amount of bathroom breaks. And he was always kind of trying to beat his last time. And then he would get to Florida and he would call people and be like, I got here in 7 hours and 50 minutes. Like he would brag about how fast he got there, like how fast he did the trip. Or, like now it's, you have a GPS that's telling you when you're supposed to arrive. And if you I'm totally outing myself. If you kind of want to race the GPS and try to get there in less than the time it originally said, and you feel like you've won Mario Kart, then that is a destination road trip, right? So in comparison, a journey road trip is different. If you know you're going from Kentucky to Florida and you kind of know your route, which we always did, we go down through Nashville, go down through Birmingham and Alabama and on to the Panhandle of Florida. So instead of trying to get it as quick as possible, you would know along the way, like we want to stop in Nashville and go to this particular Hattie's Hot Chicken. And then we want to go through Birmingham and we can find, for us, it was always like you go past the Space Center and see the big rocket. Like you would find things along the way so that your memories and fun don't start once you get to Florida, but they happen along the way. So that all that driving from Kentucky to Florida becomes pleasurable and more fun because your vacation starts when you leave Kentucky. It's not just when you get to Florida. And guess what? That's a parallel to everything. Your enjoyment and your memories and your fun is not just when you hit the goal that you want to hit. You can weave it in all along the way. But if you choose, and you can choose to be a destination-minded person, but you sacrifice, number one, joy, because I can't tell you how much time I've wasted beating myself up because I'm not as far along in something as I think I should be. So I beat myself up. If you would have worked harder, if you would have been more committed or consistent, or if you would have done it that way like the other person did, you'd be there too. And I beat myself up. So I'm robbed of joy. You sacrifice to contentment because I start to see only what I don't have. It's hard to find appreciation for where I am now and the beauty in what I have now because I start to just have blinders to those things and just focus on, I'm not making that much. I don't have that many clients. I don't have that big of a team. I have to do all this stuff myself, and some of it I don't want to do. I start to only see those things. I start to only see other people and what they're doing and not, like I said, the beauty of what I'm doing now. And number 3, we sacrifice fun. There are things in our business that used to be fun when we started out. but they have lost their enjoyment and their excitement because we just started focusing on what they should be doing for us. Basically, we started seeing these tasks that we need to do, these aspects of our business, as a means to an end. They just need to deliver me a result. I am putting up this social post. I'm creating this reel because I need it to get me these people that end up purchasing from me, whatever it is. I'm sending out this email because this is tied to sales and I need it to bring results. So we just start seeing it all as a means to an end instead of, how can I have fun with this? How can this thing that I know I need to do for my business on a regular basis be fun for me again? How can I bring life back to it and make it become a part of my business that I actually enjoy again, that gives me an outlet for my creativity? But we can't if we're sacrificing fun and contentment and joy because we are focused on the destination. Now, this is not at all the topic that I plan to talk about today. I was going to do something way more practical, way more in the weeds, but this has just been on my heart for the past few weeks because I think, and you can tell me if this applies to you, in so many areas, what I really need is not a change in circumstance. I need a change in perspective. So often, it's not that I need things to get easier, or I need to move things off my plate, or I need more clients, or I need a better system, or whatever it is. That most of the time is just like the cherry on top. It's a nice to have. It's not that what I need most is a change in my circumstance. It's that I need a change in my perspective. I need to see things in a different way. I need to think about things in a different way. And that's why I shared this today, because I'm betting I'm probably not the only one who needs a new perspective, who needs to look on a few things that they don't love right now in their businesses or in their life and say, it's okay that I haven't arrived at the point that I want to be at, because the destination is no longer going to be the thing that matters to me above all else. What matters to me above all else is being present in the journey that I'm on, to being flexible, to be present, to be content, to learn to have fun again, to find joy right where I'm at now, to still keep my vision in mind of where I want to be, and know that I will get there over time, not overnight. Overnight. Because what's going to happen is that by having the journey mindset along the way to that vision that we want to accomplish, we're going to become better people. We're going to become more patient people, more compassionate people, more loving people if we will let go of the destination mindset. So this was an encouragement and a reminder to me, and hopefully to you, and I can't wait to chat with you next time.
If this episode was helpful, I'd love it if you shared it with another woman who might need to hear it as well. You can also subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss future episodes, especially if marketing has started to feel heavier than you want it to. This is where you're going to find relief. And if you want more support, resources, or to learn more about how I work with clients one-on-one, you can visit BeWeirdMarketing.com. Thanks for being here, and I can't wait to chat with you next time.